Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great Christmas. Now, a few weeks before Christmas, my good friend the Mudlark, Old Father Thames and I visited the Thorney Island archives. Thorney Island was traditionally a slum behind Westminster Abbey, and in the archives she showed me some amazing finds. And Royal Watchers, stay tuned to the end to see some incredible royal memorabilia. Now, before we watch the show, I've got a friend here who wants to wish you a Happy New Year. Chaucer, come here. Say Happy New Year to everyone. Take care and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to see our future episodes, and why not follow me on Instagram at Gay Aristo. Okay, so we are sat down here with some fabulous artefacts in front of us, but before we delve into this, where have you taken me? I have no idea what Thorney Island is. I thought I was going on a boat somewhere, but I've ended up just behind Westminster Abbey. Where am I? Tell me.
It's closer than you think. We are in Westminster in London, and Thorney Island. Okay, so firstly we're sitting in the main room of the Thorney Island Society.
Which I have to say looks a bit like Harry Potter's study when he's a grown-up. It's the most incredible place.
They have a fantastic collection of archive material, written stuff, but also artefacts. And so Thorney Island is just this section of Westminster which encapsulates the Abbey, the old palace, Westminster Palace, which is the House of the Parliament, Westminster School. And it's actually one of London's lost rivers. It's the Tyburn that came down up from Hampstead.
Okay.
It's split into two, which is also called bifurcation.
Which I think is a
fantastic
word. Bifurcated river, honestly. Yeah. Gosh, that's a word for your Christmas cracker.
I don't know if bifurcation is a word, I just went with it. But and then it joined the River Thames, and it left this island behind. Why the island is there is was a bit of debate going on about if it was naturally formed, if it had some diversion help from the monks of the Abbey in the Middle Ages.
Right. So it's a separate island. Now obviously it's not, because it's all concreted over and all those rivers are underneath. And that's fascinating. I'm kind of, you have then found these, or these fine items have been found around this area.
Yes.
By the Thorney Island Society?
That's right. So these artefacts are in the Thorney Island Society's archives. They were all items that have been found locally. Some of them have addresses attached to them. This one here, for instance. Okay,
tell me about that one there. So, and we'll put a link up on our YouTube page where you can have a look at the Thorney Island Society. Yeah, so that one there is, I'm a little bit of a magpie, and I can see a bird, and I like a bit of of pottery. So what have we got there? It looks amazing.
This is beautiful. Okay, so this is Delftware.
Delftware, so Dutch?
It is. We did produce our own Delftware from the very late 16th century to the sort of mid-1800s. It dies off a bit after that. But yes, I thought this had some real age to it, but actually, because of the pitting...
Yeah, it looks like 1700s. Kind of,
yeah, I thought so. But actually, if you turn it over, made in Holland.
Made in Holland. Well, at least it's not made in Japan or made in Hong Kong. At least it's made in Holland.
Yeah, but there is some age to it, because there was a Victorian revival of Delftware with William Morris and De Morgan, and actually you've got your William Morris.
Love a bit of William Morris, absolutely.
So you do find fireplaces in Victorian homes with huge hearth fire surrounds with like panels of these Delftware tiles. I'm sure you've seen them.
So, but this, I mean, to me, can I pick it up?
Yes, please.
So, I mean, this is, I know this was Thorney Island was kind of, filled with retrobates, filled with pickpockets, filled with the poor, but a slum. But this is thoroughly middle class. Were there posh bits to it? Were there poor bits to it?
Yeah, so there were in-between times. I mean, there have been slums here since Edward the Confessor made the area just up the road a sanctuary. The nobles were within the sanctuary, so people seeking sanctuary could go there.
Right, okay. And these are like sort of criminals?
Yeah, maybe there were some people who couldn't go in, but anyway, that's another story. But yes, nobles within, poorer people, ordinary folk without the walls. They built tenements there. So this area has a history, a long history of being a slum area, and there's lots of deprivation, lots of cholera. In the 19th century, so the mid-1800s, it was all going on here.
And if we're thinking about kind of Dickens' London and slums, the belief is that Dickens drew a lot of his inspiration from the area around here, you know, not just in A Christmas Carol, but Oliver Twist, Bleak House, you know, he would have seen this area and taken inspiration.
I mean, there were other slums in London. Lots of places do claim, oh, that was Fagin's place, that was, you know, but certainly Dickens wrote an article in his Household Words publication.
Which was published in Covent Garden. Just so you know, we've already been there today.
So in 1850, he published an article called The Devil's Acre. And this is what this area became known as, the Devil's Acre. And he was just saying it's just such an awful place full of kind of putrid smells and noise and clatter and illness and pickpockets and thieves and prostitutes.
Right. But for a writer, great inspiration.
Great material, eh?
Okay.
And so I was going to tell you that this was found on Marsham Street, which is nearby, and it found in a home that was used by the suffragettes.
Oh, wow.
I haven't actually progressed with that research yet, but we need to find out what went on there.
If you want to find out more about the suffragettes, actually, I'm sure we'll put a link to our video. We've done a small video on the suffragettes, and we'll be doing more about them in 2023. Super.
Perfect.
Lovely. Well, let's continue the conversation there. Well, this looks. This is almost. I thought it looked like a bit like a clay mushroom to begin with. It's certainly kind of almost festive red for Christmas, but what is it? It's quite weighty. What am I? Am I holding it? I'm holding it the right way. It's a handle. Okay.
It's a handle
of what?
from most likely a skillet or a frying pan, a cooking implement.
Okay.
And it dates probably to the 16th, 17th century. I can kind of tell that because of the way it's been formed. It's red clay, so it's earthenware, and this is termed London. It's a very snappy title: London Area Post-Medieval Redware.
Okay, super.
So it's redware. It's after the medieval period, and this was ubiquitous. It was used everywhere: cooking items, even chamber pots, candles, all sorts of things.
Okay,
made out.
So a bit like their version of plastic.
Yeah. Actually, redware was everywhere for such a long period of time.
Right,
it's like 1500 to up to the 1900s, up to. So yeah, frying pan or skillet handle to cook, go in a fire. You can't see any real sitting on there.
No scorching or anything?
No, there is. No, can't really see. But and it's glazed. That's what this shiny kind of patchy glaze they use sparingly. They just chucked it on, and but yep, that's that. So an everyday item.
That's what I love about them, because history is often about the great men and rarely the great women of history.
Yep.
And here, certainly the ordinary people of history aren't recorded, not written down, etc. We talked about the Flower Girls in Covent Garden earlier on, but here, this is the history of everyday folk. Okay, that this is perhaps a more affluent person. This might be a cook, or it might just be a mum. Absolutely. But you've got real history, probably our ancestors' history on this piece of velvet here.
What's so interesting about this typifies the kind of the thing that mudlarks. Well, definitely I'm asked all the time. Why have you taken it? Broken. Why have you got it? It's broken. I've seen one in a museum, a whole one. Well, because it's history that I've found, or someone from the society has found. It's probably dropped where it was left by whoever held it 300 years ago. And it's just a piece of social history.
Yeah.
Not only was it used in a family or whatever workman, whoever used it, but also it was made by a skilled potter. So that accounts for industry, for trade.
Yeah. It's a history of commerce and everyday folk, isn't it?
Precisely. So
and what's this gorgeous little thing here? I mean, am I?
Yeah,
I'm doing it right.
The right lines there. It's
incredible.
so I sought some advice about this one. I knew it was pewter. I thought it was possibly a teapot.
I can
in
see
the
that.
18th century, children had these toys. Maybe we wouldn't think of them as toys today, but they had like table sets. I guess you get dolls.
Yeah, dolls' houses in sort of 18th century Georgian England were very, very popular.
Yeah. So this actually, it wasn't a teapot. It was most likely a caudle cup.
Caudal cup.
Being
Okay.
a
I like the
caudal-
alliteration, but no idea what it
cup,
means.
Caudal cup. It was a drink that was given to mothers who'd just given birth and sometimes the children to toast the birth of the child.
Oh,
It was a drink made of beer or wine and spices.
Maybe like
so
victuals,
mould,
that type of thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was to toast, and you'd have two handles. So that where I thought the spout would come out.
Ah,
And it's like a toasting cup. And
Okay.
actually, there's a real crossover between caudal cups, porringers, toasting cups. They all do the same kind.
so
of
it's like a
thing.
celebratory tool
Yeah.
when you, when you had a baby.
Yeah, and this is a miniature version, as it's
So
a toy.
a child's.
So a bigger
So
one
you
would have-
could taste your baby doll or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I love that.
I
Again,
think
that
so.
social history.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm doing what Mummy does with my new sister. You know,
Yeah,
I love that.
Precisely. I mean, whether it was played with, who knows? It might have just been like, this is my child who doesn't play with her fancy toys.
Oh yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
maybe it was
just
just for show,
ornamental.
just
Yeah, for show.
Who knows? But yeah, again, something really beautiful.
I love the fact that it's still here.
Yeah.
We're still discussing it and sparking loads of images in our heads around what it might be. But talking about what it might be, you've got something in a box over there that you have said is very exciting.
very exciting.
I want to move, not cast aside,
No,
but
no.
move these slightly aside because I'm very interested and intrigued. Is this my Christmas present?
Well, I could say yes, but I'd be lying.
Okay, what is this?
I'm very sorry to say it's not your Christmas present or mine, actually. This is I know. This is, look, here we go. Here's the box to give you a clue.
Okay, I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't actually read what it
that's
says, which
good.
is quite good.
More of a surprise. Right, so in here is something absolutely exquisite. I think it's probably one of the best item in this collection.
Okay,
Thorney
you're getting
Island.
serious now. You've got archive gloves
We've
on.
got the gloves.
So this is to stop, the chemicals on our hands damaging.
Yeah, I think acid, maybe?
Acid on
or,
our hands.
anything-
damaging precious items. Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm getting. If anyone is going to
the-
send me a Christmas present, I would like something I need to wear
Something of-
archive gloves on as well. That would be fantastic.
something along the lines of this.
My husband Joe is listening. That would be marvellous. Thank you very much. Archive gloves on Christmas morning. Work a treat.
You know what to do, Joe. Right, so I know the Archive Thorney Island Society did pay to have this restored because
Right.
it's absolutely so beautiful. So are you ready for the
I'm
big...
ready.
Let me just see, is it the right way? Okay.
Oh, it's all about the
I'm gonna
reveal.
turn it this way.
The anticipation.
Right, the big reveal. Here we go. There we are.
Wow, that is exquisite.
Isn't that beautiful?
My God, it's so feminine.
Yeah.
What is
Very
it? What is
dainty.
it?
What is it? Well, it is a lockable purse
Right.
to keep valuable documents in.
Okay.
It's Georgian, probably around 1770, I think, from memory.
Okay.
It's
Gosh.
embroidered ever so delicately, and it has this key, which I could try and pick it up, but it's very...
Don't worry, it's very
No,
delicate.
okay.
So there's a
It's
key there for that
extreme-
tiny little lock.
A key for the tiny lock.
Wow. I mean, it's ridiculous, the idea that you have to lock this, because you could just rip it in two. It's
You
so
could
fragile
just
and delicate. But,
yoink the
but
purse,
exquisite.
but-
And what's this heart down here? It
Yeah,
looks
so
like a heart.
these
Is that a
are
heart?
like, it looks like a heart with either flames or the thorns coming out of the top. Very Latin influenced Catholic.
It's
maybe?
very sort of Sacred Heart, isn't it?
Sacred
Very
Heart.
the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Yeah, and I mean, what's that there?
A crown,
halo
a
or
halo.
crown?
Yeah, there's definitely something
And
religious.
crossed
then
torches. And then if you open, you can see in this lockable bit here, if I just peel it back slightly. So this is where the documents were kept. Just in,
okay,
just
so
in
very,
there.
very
de-
precious.
Yeah, very precious, very delicate.
And does it fold up or
And
is
it does. So once you put your key back in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
it then folds
Oh.
up. And again, you've got the same motif
Yeah.
on.
And I imagine because of the colour, it's more of a day purse as
Yeah.
opposed to a night purse.
Maybe
It's
so,
not kind
yeah.
of dressy for the evening. But you said documents. What sort of documents would
Well-
she? I'm imagining it's a she. No
I-
judgment,
yeah,
but
no,
I
it
imagine
is-
it's a she.
Men did have these actually,
Right.
but they were often leather.
Yeah, and I imagine not with the amount of flower in those days, with the amount
Not
of
the
flowers and
amount,
colour, and it's very
not,
pink.
Not that much decoration. Funny you should say that. We have got a little document.
Oh, she's raising
here.
it. Oh my goodness, it's not the Titanic, but she's raising it.
Oh,
Good
I
Lord.
should have. Sorry, there we are. I should have raised it earlier.
That's amazing.
There we go. Not the Titanic, but
What's this?
here we go. A document.
Oh, my cup runneth over with archive.
I know. I'm going to take this box away. So the purse was Georgian,
Okay, yeah,
and now we've got something a bit later in date.
right.
there is a precious document for you.
Ooh,
What does that say?
Okay, without my glasses, it says, oh my God, the coronation
Yes.
of Her Most Sacred Majesty.
Yes.
And then I can't, is it Queen Victoria?
It's Queen Victoria's
So what is it?
coronation.
So is it a souvenir
It's
or?
an invite. So this
An
was
invite?
an invite.
Oh my God, an invitation to the coronation.
Coronation invitation.
Gosh, well we'll both be expecting ours from King Charles
Any
III
moment now.
any moment now.
Call me.
So this is, so was this in that purse?
It was in that purse
Oh my God.
when it was found. So this is to Lady Gerard. So I like to think that's Lady Gerard's purse we were looking at. Maybe Lady Gerard was getting on a bit,
Right,
possibly,
okay.
at the time of the coronation.
So that was a purse when she was a young girl about town.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I can't
She
prove it. I
kept
need
it
to
for all
do
those
some
years.
research.
Yeah. Who
into
was
this,
Lady
but
Gerard? We have to find that
we
out.
have to find that out. So yeah, and this was sent from Norfolk Earl Marshall.
So Norfolk Earl Marshall, that's
Yeah.
the Norfolks who live in Arundel Castle, and in fact they are responsible for organising all the monarchs' coronations,
Yeah.
and they will be organising the coronation of King Charles III.
So as you
as well.
say, yeah, call us.
Absolutely.
We're
I once got a
available.
pug from Arundel Castle, but I haven't had a royal invitation, so maybe that's to follow. Yes, a pug many years ago. But so this has got, I love it, it's number 182.
Yep, North Door.
Door.
And if you're in any doubt, here we go. Upper choir gallery, north side. So
Okay,
north
so-
door, and that's directing you to your seat. One
Wow.
would imagine, number 182. So, yes, admit Lady Gerard. Now I've seen different invites online as well. There are some yellow versions
Okay.
of this. So I need. There
Oh,
are
I wonder
green
what the
ones. There are
difference
yellows.
is.
I
Okay,
need
I
to,
wonder if there's like different floors or different kind of.
Yeah.
They're very,
Very
the hierarchy
regimented.
and the ranks.
Yeah.
But you know what I quite like is, and again, it's in my head. But you've got Lady Gerard who had this purse when she was a young girl going to balls for the
Yeah.
season, and then when she's older and she's made it in society, we don't know what's happened to Lord Gerard.
No.
But she knows this is important, so she folds her invitation up.
Yeah, and you can see it's the right shape for the
It
purse.
is, and it's
yeah.
got slightly bleach from
Yeah.
the folding. And she keeps it for prosperity. And here we are today,
know.
just behind Westminster Abbey,
It
looking
is
at
amazing,
it. That's
isn't it?
incredible. Oh my
Really,
God.
yeah.
I
So there
never
you go.
thought that moving from
Yeah.
red ware handles
Yeah.
to Queen Victoria in a morning.
Well,
so
that's it.
That is my Christmas present. Thank you
Aw,
very
you're
much.
Very
That's
welcome.
absolutely
I know
fantastic.
it's such a treasure, really. And
Wow.
yeah, when I first saw it, I was amazed. So, yes, it's a pleasure to share it with you
Thank
and
you
your
very
viewers.
much. Lovely. All right.
right.
Super. Merry Christmas
Merry
to you,
Christmas
by the
to
way.
you. Merry Christmas to you, and
God bless us, everyone.